Last week, my son turned 12 years old and we celebrated. And one of the ways that we celebrated was by going on a family vacation. We went to Universal Studios. We went to see Epic, which was amazing. We loved it. It was amazing. We have to go back. We're actually planning to go back. The food was great. The experience was unforgettable. But then I got back home and I went to sleep. Everything was fine. The next day, upon waking up, I just felt a throbbing pain, and it was on the left side of my hand, on my left arm, on the left side of my hand. And this pain, it was like a numbing sensation. You know when you fall asleep and then you fall asleep on your hand or something, or on your arm, and then you wake up and you have that numbing sensation? Well, it was like that. So I had this numbing sensation, and I'm trying to shake it off. But I'm like, okay, this is not going away. You know, after about a couple minutes, 15 minutes, I was like, wait, it's still there. It's like permeating, like it's radiating, you know, down my arm. It stopped on my elbow. And, you know, as the day progressed, I felt like I couldn't move my hand. I couldn't move my arm. It was painful. And I was like, okay, wait, this is different. Like, this is not, you know, this is not going to work. You know, this can't be happening, especially because I'm always on my computer. I'm working off of my computer. I'm always typing, and I love to write. But sometimes the writing that I do, whether it's journaling or writing my prayers out, I do it on my computer. So I'm like, okay, fine. I grabbed my journal and I started writing things down, but I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't focus. And I'm like, okay, this is crazy. If this continues to hurt this much, I need to go to the doctor the following day, the next day. And I did. I actually waited because I was like, this can't be happening. The second day, my hand, it was starting to get swollen, and my pinky it hurt to the touch. I couldn't even touch it. I couldn't even, just placing my hand down, like on the couch, on the side of the couch, was so painful to me. And I'm like, man, it's getting worse. So I went to the hospital, and I went with my kids, my husband, and luckily, thank God, there was no, you know, there's no, infection. There was no infection, but they gave me some medicine or whatever. After taking the medicine the following day, I felt a little bit better. The swelling was still there, but I felt a little bit better. So nothing too, you know, serious. I just have to make an appointment to see a, what do you call it? Oh my gosh, a hand doctor. I don't know the name right now at the top of my head, but I just know it's the hand doctor. So yeah, and then I'm thinking to myself, because now I'm back from the trip, and I went to the doctor. I'm taking the meds. I'm feeling a little bit better, but I'm like, man, how am I going to get on the computer? I want to continue to write out the chapters to the book that I'm working on. And honestly, this situation with my hand led me to actually speak out the next chapter to the book that I'm working on. And it's the idea of having a teamwork culture within your home, within your family unit. So the book that I'm working on, which I want to take you guys on that journey, the book that I'm working on is, for right now, it's specifically for homeschool families. And because we are home most of the time, the culture that we create within the home is very important. And one of the things that I'm like, wow, this and the pain that we go through, and this is what two things that I want you to get from this video, is that the pain that you're going through can actually teach you lessons in the now. Because sometimes we're like, okay, this pain, you know, God will work things for good, and we're going to know later why. You know, we're going to learn, we're going to know the purpose of whatever it is happening now that it's bad. We're going to learn, you know, the purpose of it later on in life. But some things, you know, pains, minor obstacles in our lives happen, and God is sending us a message. Like, it's an instant text message that God is sending us. And for me, it was like, whoa, I have to pay attention more. We have to pay attention more, because God is speaking all the time. So this happens, and I'm like, okay, now I feel like I can't even lift a pot to cook. Now I can't do the regular things that I'm doing. And it led me to write the chapter that I wrote. Well, I kind of did a little bit of typing with one hand, and I did most of it like speaking it out. And it's the topic of teamwork. It's the idea that in a family unit, a lot of times, like us, like moms, If you're a mom, you know what I'm about to say, like you're gonna relate. And you know what? If you're a dad, you might relate to this too, because I know at least one person that is in an active role as a mom and a dad, and he does a phenomenal job. But anyway, so in my house, my husband doesn't get home until really late. The poor guy works all day. So, and I work all day too. So there are things that he does and there are things that I do, right? I cannot ask him, to come and wash dishes at 11 o'clock at night. He is exhausted. Not even at 12. He's exhausted. So, and I'm exhausted too. So one of the cool things about our family dynamic is that when the dishes are dirty and they don't get done, nobody gets upset. Like, my husband's not upset, although it's a pet peeve of mine. I like to have my kitchen clean. We don't stress out about it because we know that there's only so much we can do, So we have learned, and I have learned, and especially through this process on my hand, it's becoming even more clear that it is even more so important to cultivate a family culture of teamwork. I have a 12-year-old. My 12-year-old can wash dishes. There are certain things that my 12-year-old can do that maybe my 7-year-old or my 3-year-old cannot. And one of the things that I kind of like, some things are so normal in your world, like in your home, in your bubble, that you don't realize it until something happens or you are sitting down and you're just reflecting in and just analyzing things. And you're taking up inventory of everything that goes down. And it's like, wow, this happens. Like, it's like the factory closed. There is no cooking. There is no cleaning. There's no nothing. But I'm like, wait a second. My son is still washing dishes. My son is vacuuming. Like, having that sense of like, everyone has a responsibility. My daughter is cleaning the table. Without me having to say these things, they're already actively doing it. They're like, okay, my mom is not operating. Okay, I'll get the dishes. I'll clean up the table. My 3-year-old, obviously he's messy. He makes messes. And you have my 7-year-old helping me out, trying to feed him, giving him yogurt. And I'm just watching it on. I'm like, okay, let me take out my phone and record this moment. And I'm just recording them. And I'm seeing her actively just take charge and giving my son, opening his yogurt and feeding him and giving him his, his paper towel. And it's just, for me, it's like, wow, like, this is what it means to actually operate in this like teamwork atmosphere where everyone, it's like all hands on deck. And that is so important. And if you're a mom and you're exhausted, but you have children that, are over 7 years old, that can, vacuum, or that can clean up the table after you guys eat, or can throw away some cups, or can throw away, my 3-year-old was throwing away trash that he found, like wrappers for like chocolate and chips that were on top of the table. Like, he was literally taking them to the trash. And I'm like, whoa, like, there's going to be burnout when it comes to, we're parents. We're going to be burned out. And there's going to be things that, we're washing clothes, we're cooking dinner, we are washing plates, we are putting things in the dishwasher, taking them out, and we're doing all these things. But if you have a family unit where everyone has a sense of responsibility and ownership over the cleanliness of the environment, over, the trash that needs to be taken out, it removes so much stress. As a mom, I felt not only so proud, but I realized that there are things that I have been setting in place, not just me, but my husband, we have been setting in place that creates this atmosphere of like teamwork. And when one person is not operating at optimal level, in that case, me, I'm not at my 100, then, my kids can step in and they can do a little bit more than they usually do. That now my son is like, okay, mom, I'm going to go ahead and clean up the toilet, the downstairs toilet, and I'm going to go ahead and vacuum every night. So I'm like, okay, that's wonderful. It removes some stress, and it helps them feel like they're capable, they're competent, they can clean up after themselves. It helps them and it helps me. It leads me to ask you, what are the little pains, like in my case, the pains that you're going through that are, it's like God sending you a direct message telling you, hey, you're capable. You can do this. You can do it maybe another way. What if there's another option? What if there's a new direction, a new solution that you need to explore that you haven't yet explored? What if God is telling you, hey, you're doing an amazing job? What is God telling you through the little pain, obstacles that we go through? And it leads me to think and reflect upon the fact that not all pain is bad. Not all pain, okay, of course, this is an inconvenience. But because it's an inconvenience doesn't mean that it's necessarily bad. In fact, it leads the people around us, our family, it leads them to understand and see, wow, appreciation over who we are and what we do for our families every day. Pain can be purposeful immediately, not purposeful as in, okay, it's going to have its purpose later on. God will turn it around for good later on. No, what are the struggles and pains that you're going through right now that are leading you to reflect upon new things that you never thought of, upon new solutions that you had never thought of even exploring, new avenues, new ways of solving the problems that you already have. Look at the little pains that you go through, the minor pains. For me, this is a minor pain. It doesn't allow me to do a lot within the home. It doesn't allow me to be on the computer. I try to be on the computer, but it's still like, I try to minimize the time that I'm spending typing because it is kind of painful. But what are the little little minimal minor inconveniences that you go through that lead to amazing opportunities that you probably did not know were there, that lead you to actually sit down and reflect? That's what, if there's one thing that this inconvenience has led me to do, is the one thing that I have to really, it's hard for me to do, and I have to force myself to do, which is just sit down. Just sit down. Just sit down. My husband tells me all the time, please just sit down and rest. Please just sit down and rest. Please just sit down and rest. And it's like, wait a second. This little inconvenience has led me to sit down and actually do that and just rest. Allowing me to just be in the moment, not have to think about, okay, the dishes have to be washed. The kids have to do this. I have to do that. I have to clean this here. I have to organize this room in the house. It's just, I'm sitting down. God, I got the message. I'm sitting down. So I want to challenge you. Think about the things that you're going through. That could be a direct message from God telling you, hey, you need to sit down. Hey, you need to breathe. Hey, you need to slow down. That is exactly what this has represented in my life. Not only is it allowing me to sit down and just reflect and just be in the moment with my kids, but also it led me to write out my second chapter of the book that I'm writing, which was super cool. And it has to do with teamwork. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but something along the lines of teamwork, or why it's important to build a teamwork system in the home. Because you know what? These things happen. The things that we do not expect to happen, they're the ones that happen. And when we work as a team, as a family, I realized how much more valuable being a team and working as a team in the home is, especially when these things happen. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope that it helped you think about the things in your life that you're going through, the little pains, the little struggles that may seem very insignificant, but carry a load of significance and can represent change and transformation for you and your family. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. God bless.